Hamlin DeSchifflet, Superintendent of Hampton City Schools. I would like to take this time to offer congratulations to our 2015 Valedictorians and Salutatorians for their outstanding achievements during their high school careers. What a pleasure it has been to see these students excel not only in the classroom, but in their many other interests and extracurricular activities. Let's meet some of Hampton City Schools' finest students.
Hi, I'm Alison Chow, and I'm the valedictorian of the class of 2015 at Kecoughtan High School.
Brainstorm what happened, what stuff like that. But I could possibly
You want a trash bag?
I don't know if it has time.
Okay. At the Air and Space Center, I usually work with the little kids at like the summer camps or the daycare camps after school. So, and I've been the oldest in my family, and I'm just used to kids, and I really love little kids, and so I'm used to working with them. We do science labs. Like, I know we did an egg drop, and we do a lot of just science activities like you would normally do in a lab, and it's really fun because I know the little kids really like it a lot. I was really excited because it was a lot of hard work. Like, I'm not just some super genius where everything just comes easily. I had to work really hard to get where I was right now. Definitely a lot of studying. Like, I know normally people don't read the textbooks, but I read the textbooks like thoroughly through and through, and there's been times where I've had to stay up maybe the whole night. So my parents were really strict on schoolwork, and I think that's because they didn't get to go to college and they didn't have that opportunity. So they were really strict on me about that, and also my brother. Art, because it's much more different than schoolwork like math and English and social studies. Art is like more creative, and I get to be more expressive with my thoughts. I was accepted to Virginia Tech, Boston College, and UVA, and I chose UVA because, well, my brother also goes there, and so that was one of the big factors. But I've heard a lot about the school, and I just felt like it was the right place for me. I know when I graduate from high school, I'm gonna have to be a lot more independent than I am even now. So I guess I'm just gonna miss the fun times of just being with friends and not having to worry too much about adult life, like bills and things I'm gonna have to worry about in the future. And still volunteer with kids a lot because that's something I really love doing. So, how are you guys gonna make your stuff?
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so
Do you know?
Hi, my name is Kristra Spilly, and I'm the salutatorian of the Kecoughtan High School class of 2015. So I started tennis the spring of my freshman year, and before high school I wasn't really athletic, and when I joined the tennis team I just thought, okay, I'll start right now. And so it just turned out to be loads of fun. I didn't expect myself to have that much fun because I wasn't athletic before, but because all the team was supportive and going to matches just really made me so happy, and all of the friends I made throughout the season just made it a great experience, and it pushed me to become a better athlete. And that year, I actually went undefeated my freshman year, and I was the most valuable player. And then the next year, with my doubles partner, we won the district championship, and we went to regionals. And after that, it's just been so much fun. I mean, you know, when I go to school, I just work hard and I just enjoy to learn class and going to learn about everything. So, I mean, grades, I didn't really put it as a priority. I just wanted to learn as much as I can. So when I heard about salutatorian, it's just a nice afterthought after having a lot of fun at school. First, I'd like to talk about my parents. My mom, she actually was salutatorian when she was in high school, so that's pretty cool that I get to follow along with that. And she's just a very wonderful individual. She's a go-getter, and she's so, you know, hardy, and she works hard, and she always goes after everything she wants. And sometimes I lack that confidence, but I feel like she's my personal cheerleader and just a nice role model that I always have there. And a lot of upperclassmen that have been very successful and very helpful have been helpful too. I just have a great passion for what I do, so I always try to make things work out, and that also involves a lot of communication with your teachers, your parents, just everyone involved. And you want to make sure you set a schedule for yourself and you don't overwork yourself too. Give yourself time to relax and just take a break from everything, but also just try to enjoy what you do instead of thinking it's a chore. I was accepted to William & Mary as a Monroe Scholar and VCU with a full scholarship, and St. John's University in New York with a scholarship there, and UVA. And UVA has always been that school that I just imagined myself going to, and so when I finally visited, I felt like I was at home and that I could thrive there because the campus was always buzzing with things to do and everyone was so involved, and I just wanted to be a part of that. And it just has top-notch academics, and that just made it the perfect school for me. So the first thing I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. You see a lot of people and they struggle on their own and they're too afraid to ask people for help, like from their friends or their family or from a teacher or a counselor. But if you just go and say you need help, there are a lot of open hands willing to give you some assistance. And the second piece of advice that I have is don't be afraid to try new things because you never know if you'll be interested in something that you never would have thought you would have been interested in before.
Hey, give her a face.
My name is Jessica Cordner, valedictorian of Phoebus High School, class of 2015. The reason I came here was because of the engineering programs and stuff, but also because my best friend goes here and we were like, well, it's gonna be cool if we play softball together. And I was like, yeah, we can finally be on the same team because we live in different parts of Hampton. So that was a big part of why I love playing softball with my best friend, and I've met so many people on the team that just like have the same passion and share the same interests that I do. So like the team connection is just amazing. It's just something that I can go have fun doing, and I don't have to sit home and just do work all the time. I can just have fun and relax and kind of just play the game that I just love to play. If I hadn't figured out that I was kind of 1 or 2 at the top my freshman year, I probably wouldn't have even thought about it. But since I was up there, I was like, well, why not just try and keep it up there? So I was trying. It's been a long time coming, just trying to keep it up and keep everything up. So it was just a relief and kind of a thank God moment that I finally got here. The people that mostly influenced me were my parents, just because they were like, well, you're at the top, why don't you try and stay at the top? And so they were the ones that were on me all the time about, get your schoolwork done. You can't go out here because you have to do this first. And it's kind of they kept me on top of things. And my counselors in middle school helped me a lot with that too, because they knew that I was, just because of my personality and stuff, that I could make it. So they were always pushing me well, what are your options here? And they really helped me with my options and stuff, and that they really had a big influence on me. I was accepted to Virginia Tech, ODU, and Clemson, and I chose ODU because most of my family went there before I did, and they gave me the most money, so that's why I chose ODU. We could pick anywhere that we wanted to go. Whoever wanted us, that's who we looked at. And I was looking at Jefferson Lab and NASA, and I thought, well, NASA's right here. I can just go whenever I want, and the people there, because my dad works there. So I knew kind of the people and the environment that it was, and they're all so friendly and they all help you out and they want to help you out. It's not like, oh, she's a senior and she's just here. They're like, okay, well, why don't you do this for me? And then you're kind of like, they're undergrad. They make you do everything that they don't want to do. So, but it's nice to get that experience, especially because they do research and stuff, and that's what we do in governor school. So it kind of all connects together, and that's what I liked about it. You get out what you put in. If you don't put into anything into what you want to do, then you're not going to get anything out of it. And if you really want to do something, then you should put everything that you have into it. It's just like softball. Like, I really want to play softball, so I'm going to give everything that I have to play and help out my team. And I really wanted to stay up in my grades, so I'm going to do everything I can to do that first, and then everything else comes kind of second.
Hi, I'm Satie Olman. I'm the Salutatorian of Phoebus High School, class of 2015. All right, good girl. I was in gymnastics for about 12 years, and then I got injured, and I was looking for something else to do, and we always drove past the barn on our way to school, and I was like, well, Mom, let's go there. And so we went, and the barn owner was incredibly nice, and the first day I was there, he put me on a horse, and I just fell in love. It's difficult to do. It's not an easy thing to do. You have to control a almost 2-ton animal by yourself, and people think that it's easier than it is, but really it's not, because you have to have an actual connection to the horse, and it's way harder than it looks. And I think it looks nice when you're actually on the horse and you have a good connection, and you can tell when someone has a good connection with their horse, and my horse and I have a great connection. And it's just, as cliche as it sounds, your horse gives you wings, the wings that you don't have. So it's fun to go fast sometimes on your horse. I've never really worked for titles in my life, so I just kind of do what I'm supposed to do, and what comes with it is what I get. I try to make time for social life and for my academics as well. There's normally at least one day during the weekend when I go out and I'm just all for my horseback riding, and then normally Sundays is when I just work on schoolwork and I try to get everything done, and if I can't get everything done, then it's all right. I got accepted to Virginia Tech, University of Iowa, and Marshall University, but inevitably I chose Marshall University because of the distance it is away from my house. It's not far, but it's not too close to home, and the environment that it's in the mountains, and with a geology degree, I think that will suit me a lot. It felt more like a small community rather than, because Iowa University and Virginia Tech are larger schools, so when I went to visit them, I felt more individualized there rather than at Marshall, where I felt like I was part of a community. I'd like to become a paleontologist and work in a museum, preferably the Smithsonian. When I was younger, I used to watch The Land Before Time, and it really stuck with me. I don't know why I'm so interested in it, but it's just, and there's so many things you can do with it. You can go into petroleum, you can go into like the gemstones, and there's a lot of different things you can do with that one degree. Just don't stress. Don't stress about anything, because stress only brings you problems later on. You just keep going with the flow and just keep pushing, because everything that you do is working towards this point, and as soon as you get to this point, it's really smooth sailing. Good girl, Justine. You're such a good girl.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Booth, the 2015 Valedictorian of Hampton High School.
I found that photography was actually pretty cool as a form of self-expression, and I really got into it. And I'm not exactly the most artistically inclined when it comes to drawing or painting or anything, but I feel like photography really captures me. Well, I've been #1 since freshman year, so I guess I just kind of got used to the idea, and the salutatorian and I have always been extremely close, so it was kind of nice, friendly competition throughout the 4 years, but I'm really glad that I feel that I can represent the senior class as it should be represented. Everyone that's come into my life at some point or another has influenced me in some way, shape, or form, whether it's indirectly. My favorite author, Stephen King, and his ideologies, my parents who raised me with a wonderful foundation, and my teachers whom I see every day for 7 hours, and especially my friends, though. I would have to say that my friends are always there for me, and that's really nice to have that kind of support. I was accepted to Virginia Commonwealth University, Virginia Wesleyan, Hampton, Sydney. I chose to attend Virginia Commonwealth University because I was offered a scholarship for full tuition, room and board, and also guaranteed acceptance to dental school as a freshman. So it's definitely my best offer. Personally, I'm hearing impaired. So from a very early age, I felt like I wasn't quite understood by my teachers or by my fellow friends, and it was very difficult to excel in school. And a lot of people would look at my grades and say, well, you have an A, you're doing perfectly fine. And I had to learn at a very young age to advocate for myself. And sadly, a lot of other students and a lot of fellow disabled are not as prepared to advocate for themselves as they need to be or should be at this age. So I feel like having an occupation in the medical field would allow me an opportunity to understand people better, and I actually have a lot more empathy as well as sympathy, so I understand what they're going through, and I feel like I can really put that to use.
Hello, I'm Nora Chin. I am the Salutatorian of Hampton High School of 2015. Okay, thank you.
I am being really proud of myself being able to help my parents in the restaurant, and how not just by helping them, making them proud of me, but at the same time I can gain all of the experiences that other students are not able to gain at this age. And I believe that like how to fix toilets or like sewer pipes and stuff like that, or even how to cook, it will help me become really successful in life. So I won't be able to, at least I know how to handle this situation. My parents are first-generation immigrants, and so they don't know any English. I help them making calls, and I help them talk to people, and then do the payroll, getting all the materials and stuff like that. And that's how I want to major in business, because my parent has not just the business, the Chinese restaurant, but they also have other parking lots that they rent to other people. So me acting as an agent, it's like when they don't pay the rent, I will be the one go over there and be like, oh, you have to pay the rent. Or if they have anything happen, like ceiling leaks or sewage pipe issues. So I know all of these, and I know how to, so I know who to contact. I know how to handle situations like that. I first know that I was #2 when I was a freshman, and I have never thought about becoming #3 since that day I know I was #2. Because it's not just because I am proud of myself becoming #2, but I am also want to make my parents proud that if I'm #2, I will try my hardest to keep as #2 or possibly becoming the #1. So I never actually give up or actually become, I don't want to say slack off, to become #3. So since the day I know I'm #2, I have been working really hard to maintain my rank. And I understand how GPAs really matters and then how college works. That's why I have never thought about ever becoming #3. The person that influenced me the most is my dad. Because my dad is a first-generation immigrant. He came to the U.S. with no backgrounds, no family, no money, and of course no English. So he started working in a Chinese restaurant because it's not that he wants to do a Chinese restaurant, it's because that's the only thing he knows how to do. So he started his business, but he told me that right now he's successful, and he always teach me that whenever you work with someone, it's always better to go out and work and gain experiences, but only for a certain amount of time. And my dad, since he is not that educated, he only finished 5th grade education in China because he was poor and stuff. but that never stopped him from becoming successful. So for me, that I want to not just being performing good in school at the same time. It's something like if I become a number 2, it's kind of like helping him finish his education, but through me. So that's how I have been working so hard to try to become number 2 and, you know, go to good colleges, because I will be the first one going to college. I have accepted to George Mason University, VCU, William & Mary, Virginia Tech, and then NYU. But at the same time, I decided to choose UVA as my, I guess, destination or my future place, is because I want to major myself into business and finance. So UVA, I checked on the world ranking, it was ranked number 7 in the nation for finance graduate school. But NYU was number 2, so I could go to a better business school. But at the same time, I need to look at the advantage and disadvantage, because New York, of course, will give you all of the better experience and opportunities because it is the world's finance center. It's better for me to go and seek for internship and possibly working at Wall Street. But at the same time, when UVA offered me a $14,000 scholarship, which I can actually save me a lot of money, I want to go to somewhere that's actually really creative and intelligent. So that's why I choose UVA. So every day after school, if I have clubs, I'll stay in clubs, and then I would call my parents to come and pick me up. You know, parents, they usually get annoyed and fuss at me all the time if I'm late. So after that, around 4 or 5, I start working at my restaurant, helping out until around 8. After 8, I do my homework sometimes in the restaurant as well. So after 8, I would go home and start my other homeworks and stuff like that. But if I have other activities I'm supposed to do, I will set my homework for the other, like, you know, that's not due tomorrow aside and work on it some other days. But to me, time management and IB is just something that you will gradually learn, and how you will gradually become more successful in it. And how, to me, that sleeping at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., it's not a, I guess, a weird thing. It's like a everyday stuff. So you have to stay up that late in order to finish all of your work. I grew during the 4-year, but it's mostly that I don't give up. And how some of the advice is just actually, me, I want to follow my dreams, but at the same time, I want to be the best of the best. So I'm kind of stubborn. So I feel like if I do something, I have to do good in it. If you start with something, you finish it good.
My name is Sierra Smith, and I'm the 2015 Valedictorian at Bethel High School. It was because we wanted to make sure that they had like the nutrition and the protein.
Right,
and
the protein,
such. Right.
It's very important, because when they're homeless, remember that sometimes they can't get the fresh protein, so this will be the alternative for them.
Okay. I volunteer with my church. I'm in the missionary ministry there, so we like help to feed the homeless, and we go to homeless shelters a lot and get to help people. So that's always just makes me happy. But my mom and my dad, my mom especially, she was valedictorian of her high school class. She lived over on the Eastern Shore, so it was kind of small, but she still worked really hard, and she didn't really have a lot, but now she's moved up sort of. So she's kind of showed me the work of faith and also hard work. I was accepted to Howard, University of Richmond, University of Virginia, Hampton, ODU, William & Mary, Washington College, East Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill. And I chose Howard University because when I got there, DC of course is really big, so I was really intimidated. But then once I got to see the campus and I got to see the student life and the biology department, I just fell in love with it, and I knew that was where I wanted to be for the next 4 years. They have a BSMD program that would allow me to finish my undergraduate studies in 2 years and then go straight on to medical school and finish everything in 6 years instead of 8. Well, I plan to become an emergency room physician. And when I was younger, I wanted to be a journalist. Like, that was my main thing. I used to love writing, and I used to love everything. It was after my grandmother died. She died when I was in the 5th grade. She was my last living grandparent. And that kind of hit me hard, but then it also kind of made me interested in, like, because she died really suddenly, and it made me interested in just the human body in general. So I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to be specifically, but then once I got in middle school, I saw the show, It's Untold Stories of the ER, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I want to do. And then by being able to volunteer, that really solidified everything. So it's fast paced, but I think I would really enjoy it because you never know what you're going to get, so it always keeps you on your toes. It's easy when you're in 9th grade, say, to think, oh, I have 3 more years, I'll be fine. I don't have to do my work or anything. And then next thing you know, you're a senior and you're missing a whole bunch of stuff. So starting early with that, starting early with scholarships, SATs, everything. Because once you get it in early, then you can just relax and do your best to the end.
Hello, I'm Dominique Deose, and I'm the 2015 Co-Salutatorian at Bethel High School. Do you guys need the balls with them? Probably them.
It's fun. I really enjoy it. My coach from Hampton Christian, he got me interested in it. I wasn't even really thinking about soccer until like I played it and he told me I should try it for the team, and then I really liked playing and I was good at it, so I kept it. Without all the academic stress, I can run it off. But I didn't think that I could be salutatorian because I came from a private school and with no AP classes or anything like that, so I didn't think that I'd make it this far. I know God's my number one, everything. Besides him, I guess my parents definitely, because they encouraged my academics and always make sure you try to get straight A's, do your best and all that. I was accepted to Virginia Tech, UVA, William & Mary, and George Mason. I chose UVA because of the well-roundedness, I guess, that the university offers for me academically. Virginia Tech was my first choice since November until about the last week of April when it was time to make my decision, and I chose UVA instead. I was really going to go to Virginia Tech because of the Corps of Cadets, but then what if I didn't like it? What if I didn't make it into the Air Force because of medical reasons or something like that? I didn't want to be stuck at a college that I didn't really want to go to, and for my major and not really like it. And my second choice, are they still a good school for my second option too? And UVA is just good at everything, so I said I could really dabble around better at UVA, I guess. And they also have Air Force ROTC, so it's kind of getting the best of both worlds. Well, I'm really passionate about languages and cultures. I'm learning Russian on my own time. I'm trying to. That's one of the priority things that kind of comes last. But I really, really like languages, so I try to make time for it. And so I plan on hopefully getting something within the international relations, government affairs part. In Russian, mostly because I know I wanted a critical language, because you kind of want the money too. So Russian or Arabic, and Russian came more naturally to me to persevere and prioritize. It was my number two, I guess, 2 things that are really, really important. Persevere because everybody, you're not alone when you don't feel like doing work and stuff like that, but you stand out when you do your work, despite whether you want to do it or not, or you have other things to do. That's why you always put academics first, which is how I got this far. Instead of, if I focused more on soccer, my academics would have slipped. So, or focused on something else, it would have slipped. So prioritize and keep going at it. Don't give up too soon.
Hi, my name is Gavin Baker, and I'm the 2015 Bethel High School Co-Salutatorian. Back in my middle school, I actually didn't really want to do band, but I just decided last minute to go for it, despite what my parents thought would be better, like tech ed or art or something like that. But I went for it, and I bonded with the band director there, Mr. Daniel Neipel. And from there on, it just became my passion. That's all I thought about. That's all I wanted to do, was just play drums, feel rhythm, and just inspired me to come to Bethel. And then turns out Bethel, I'm a little biased, but has like the best drum line in this area. I'd even put it against the state. But so I fit in naturally there. First semester, or last semester, last year, I knew that that's when we had initially had the tie, Dominique and I was actually really worried because I knew Dominique was shooting up. And my whole thing was I knew I couldn't slack behind, and I actually wanted to tie more than I wanted it to be myself or her. And so at first I didn't believe that there was a tie, and then I was excited because, I mean, the more the merrier. So I was happy. I was ecstatic because now not only is it just Sierra and I up there, but I get to share it with somebody else. I realized that the older I've gotten, I don't know how it is for them, but me personally, it's gotten harder to keep track of what I'm doing at a younger age where it's kind of drilled into your head, make good grades, because it's easier to make good grades back then, and it comes naturally. And you keep progressing and you keep taking these harder classes, and what has to change isn't your level of intelligence, but your work ethic and the ability to say, I'm gonna do this homework even though I really don't want to. And so I think it's like, I'm just training my brain to want to keep pushing myself rather than slack off now and regret it later. My current percussion instructor, Mr. Frank Lacrone, and previous instructor, Sean David Hall, those two gentlemen have completely influenced me, not only in music, but if there's an aspiration in life that I want to do, I know that I can do it because I have that want. They really push me to have a drive for something. And my parents have always told me, you know, times are tough in economy, so we got to get you to college. And so they've always been there for me. If I've needed help, they're always there. They're always looking for ways to ensure that I can make it somewhere. I did only apply to Norfolk State and Old Dominion University. I was accepted to both. The reason I did that was because I knew that I had a large chance of making it into these other great schools, but the person I am, if I know I have a goal, I know it's good to have backup plans, but I was ready to go after my goals, and I just wanted to focus solely on those two schools for now. I know a lot of my music friends are kicking me still for it. I won't be pursuing any kind of career in music. I will be continuing to do it on the side. That is my passion. But maybe it's the person I am, but I think money is the most important thing. And I know that can seem really hard for some people that are like, you've been talking about doing your dreams and doing what you love. How can you say go and just get money? But if I know, I think the most important thing is ensuring not only that I have a good future, but more importantly, my children, my grandchildren, they can have the opportunities that I wish I could have or could have had or had. So I decided to go with computer science, and it has completely introduced a whole nother world to me. I have a passion for that as well. It came to me, I had to work on it, but I can do it all day. I love computer science. I didn't think I'd like it. I wasn't somebody who sat in front of a computer all the time, but once I did get in front of a computer, you can't take it away from me now. So now I'm trying to combine both. I'm actually working on a little project outside of school, trying to create a music notation software. So that's what I hope to do after college, because I know one of my main reasons for picking Norfolk State over Old Dominion is because, of course, Norfolk State has the better drumline, but academics do come first, but Norfolk State actually does have a great computer science program, especially in cybersecurity. So I'm heading there first and then later to ODU, but I think the most important thing is to be able to push yourself farther than other people can push you, because it can be really hard to get yourself out of the bed some mornings. And that's, I bet even Barack Obama has trouble sometimes saying, I want to sleep in today, but he gets up and does it because he knows it's a job and he has people that rely on him. I think it's important to be able to tell yourself you can do something because you can do it. And you only limit yourself when you tell yourself you can't. So be able to, I struggle with it sometimes, but be able to put that foot down and march, do it, just go for it.
Congratulations to all these fine students and to the entire graduating class of 2015. I wish the best for each and every one of you as you begin your journey beyond high school. Whether that journey takes you to enrollment, enlistment, or employment, it is my sincere hope that someday you will make Hampton your home.